Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Country Junkies, Rob and John. Oh, yeah.
Hey guys, you want to introduce yourselves?
I'm Johnny, guitar player.
Jacob, drummer.
CJ, bass.
Steven, keys, vocals.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming.
No problem.
I'll start with the most normal question you've probably been asked. How did you get the name of the band?
Go for it, Steven.
You got the backstory on this one.
Well, we had about 3 names that we were looking at, and I already had a song coming into the band called Skies of Avalon, and it's a story, a modern day telling of the Arthurian legend and how it can relate to modern day life. And we looked at a couple other names when we were trying to decide on the band name, and Skies of Avalon won out. So we kind of rolled with it, and a lot of our material is kind of fantasy based anyway. So it kind of circles back to that whole genre and how it can relate to life.
If you could pick one song to describe you, what song would that be?
Hard. It's very hard.
Long. Ours or any music?
Anybody's.
What describes us?
Well, meaning you as a person, not the entire band.
Oh,
okay. That's
Okay,
individually.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
For me, personally, Platinum Skies. I really want to listen to that.
Music in general.
Music in general,
Artists out there. What describes you?
Definitely a metal. So anything metal, pretty much. But it's a tough question. I like rock,
really tough
metal.
question.
I mean, I like
Yeah.
And they get harder.
The Trees. Rush.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have to go with that. That's a good choice for me.
Dream Theater's pretty, because you got I like Rush, rock, in the metal world. You're good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but what song describes you?
Oh, that's too hard.
Yeah.
That's too hard. There's too many songs.
But if there was like one song that stood out to you that
Well, if we're going with Rush, then probably Natural Science. Just to be different. You know, everyone says Tom Sawyer, YYZ. That's kind of an interesting song, and I have an interesting life, so.
not too soon.
I don't know. That describes me. That's a tough one. That's tough for an introvert to figure out.
Right. Right.
All right, we can get back to that one then.
Yeah, let me think on that.
So if you could pick we'll do a 2-day festival here. First day, female fronted. Second day, dead or alive. Who are your top 5?
First day, female fronted. Is that what you said?
Yeah, female fronted.
Top 5?
I'm not sure I understand What do you
Yeah,
mean?
I'm not.
Like if you had a festival, like who would you want to see in the first day?
Oh.
Like five female singers that you want to see.
Oh my gosh.
Well, Amy
Hailstorm.
Lee.
Amy Lee. Yeah. Hailstorm.
Who's a girl from Archie? Lisa, her, the girl from Nightwish is pretty good too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the name.
Floor Jansen.
The girl from me and Steven really like a marathon. She's cool.
Amaranth. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Police Ride.
Yeah, she was cool. I mean, there's more than one singer, but she's kind of.
I don't know. I think it'd be killer to see Pat Benatar in her heyday again.
That's a good one too.
That would be a good friend person.
She is in heart pretty cool.
Yeah, if you could pull somebody out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
Jessie J. I mean, don't tell anybody that, but she puts on an amazing. She used to when she could sing. Put on an amazing show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got 5? Yeah. I'd have to say Dora Pesh. I've seen her, but she used to be with Warlock many years ago, but she's gone solo. She's been solo for decades, but I got the pleasure of voting for with one of my older bands, and in Northern Virginia. She's great. Total showman, or show lady rather, and totally appreciates all of her fans. Yeah.
That's a good question.
Yeah, but that was a very good question. I think we hit all of them.
So the second part of that was second day of the show, Dead or Alive. Who would you put up?
Of anybody female now? Oh gosh.
Right? You meant anybody dead or alive.
Yeah, meaning anybody, dead or alive.
Only 5.
Oh, I got 3, and I'd love to see them back to back. Jimi Hendrix, Prince, and Stevie Ray Vaughan. I'd love to see them all on stage at the same time. They're all cut from the same mold when you really listen to
I
them.
want to pick like
Prince is a good choice.
Queen.
Freddie Mercury. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Rush.
Neil Peart. One out of the book.
Yeah.
And in the metal world, Megadeth or Iron Maiden, but probably Megadeth. And then 2 different ones, just different. I would have really loved to have seen Bob Seger. I know that's a weird choice, but I grew up, my grandparents loved Bob Seger, and I've seen him live on YouTube, and he's so entertaining to watch, actually. So Bob Seger and probably, man, it's hard. Probably you guys go ahead. I'll think about the last one.
Jim Morrison. I think I can stand to see Jim Morrison. Yeah,
Okay.
I think that would be good. Oh yeah. I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
In Excess is lead vocalist.
Hutchins.
Yeah, Michael Hutchins.
Hutchins.
Yeah.
And of all your songs, what is your favorite lyric?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
Well, of our songs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to cheat.
You guys,
Oh, come
you
on.
guys have to answer that.
I want to cheat.
That shows you how much they pay attention to what's
Yeah.
being sung.
Yeah.
No, it's just my memory. I mean, I'm 53. My memory ain't what it used to be.
What is it? Was Team ready to
Oh, really song? Yeah.
I'd say Yellowstone has a couple.
Yeah, it was.
Love seems heavy to a heart that's not ready.
Yeah, I really like that. It's home with me. But it's true, first of all.
Yeah.
I really like the song CJ wrote. Some of the lyrics. Awesome. Yeah, that's a really deep song. Yeah, it's very. It's got some tearjerker moments. But
I don't know how you sing that song.
I know. I listened to it.
Right.
I listened to it actually in the car the other day. Different thing, yeah. But I just think it's cool that we've done that song. You know, like his dad, you know, his dad. That was really cool. Hearing things in the crowd. So there's a lot of lyrics in that song.
I actually like one of the lyrics from the song we haven't released yet. The line is, "What good is a king without his crown? What good is a crown without a king?"
Yeah,
Well, that was
Okay.
Mr. Poetry back here.
I like that too.
I think one of my favorite ones is the day they took it all and you couldn't save her. No, can't agree to because it could mean so much to to elaborate on that. I just many different ways.
I think a lot of it is because you're telling stories across a very abstract way. So that some of the lyrics that hit you are the ones where you go, "What did he mean?" You catch some on and you go, "I'm going to back up and listen to that again." Those are the fun ones.
The song Jacob was referring to is called "There May Be a Time," and that's the song my father started writing back in the '80s. I brought it to the guys, and we ended up finishing the song with the band, and my mom, and one of my good friends from high school. And it's the ballad that's on the album, but it's just like a all-encompassing, life song. It's kind of hard to explain. The lyrics are pretty deep. I think everybody can relate to it.
If you had to play your entire set just using ukuleles, your entire set, or doing a cover of, say, Britney Spears' "Toxic," would you rather do Britney Spears' "Toxic" or do entire set just using ukuleles?
Could we do it our own way? Yeah.
Yeah.
What song is it?
Any song.
I thought,
Any one of our entire set of our stuff.
I thought he said we had to do
Oh,
Britney
just some
Spears.
ukuleles.
No, he's saying "or." He's saying
Pick one or the other. Which
Right,
Do you-
right, but I've
you-
never heard
I
that
would do
song.
Britney Spears if we could do it.
Britney Spears "Toxic" our way. Yeah, I'd take that over probably playing ukuleles.
And I'm thinking,
Sure.
well, if we could smash up the ukuleles, you can use drums.
It might be.
I think ukuleles would be pretty cool.
It would be.
It might be fun though, just doing on a ukulele.
It could be.
It
Yeah.
could be. I mean, either could be fun if you do it right.
I always wanted to do Britney Spears. So just to take it and change it,
Actually, it would be a good one.
I've never heard that song. That's why. I've
Yeah,
never
it
listened
actually is a decent song. It's not a bad song.
That's a
It's very poppy.
But it could lend itself to rock and metal very easily.
Give it the real
Punk,
rock deal.
punk shows pop albums. Yeah.
Do you have any advice for anybody coming up in the industry now?
Yeah.
Be careful what you sign.
Yes, absolutely. Just a quick side story. My cousin Michael was. I won't go into details, but what he was saying that is they didn't read over all that they were supposed to, and they ended up getting serious legal trouble.
Really?
It took like 3 years to get over that. They had to pay money to get out of it. They promised them, like, I don't know the label, but they promised them like music videos, tours, and they did nothing. Ended up being a big scam. So yes, what Stephen said. Absolutely.
I would say do it with everything you got, with your whole heart, soul, and everything. Don't do it because you kind of want to. Do it because it's your everything. Or don't do it at all.
Kind of along those lines, what Johnny said. Yeah, it's more of a responsibility, I think, than people think it is.
Business.
Yeah.
I was just thinking
Yeah, it's you got to learn, and that we're just kind of in the middle of trying to learn the business side of it.
There's an amazing amount of information you need to know.
And,
And that most musicians don't.
but it's very cutthroat, as people probably know and guess.
And also make friends with the other local artists.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Don't treat them bad.
Don't treat them like they're your enemies. Get out and meet the guys. Go see other people's shows. The more friends you have locally, when things come up and one band can't do a show, then they'll say, "Hey, why don't you go call these other guys?" One member of our group is sick, and we need to fill in on guitar, which has happened to us before. We got a guitarist from one of the other local bands to sit in. And,
Not from me.
Not from Johnny. This is before we got Johnny. So yeah, don't treat other bands like they're your competition. Technically, I guess they are, but you can get a lot more for yourselves and for others by staying as friendly as possible.
all that.
Yeah, definitely.
Get all the triple bills. We do.
So, what was the best advice you were given that stuck with you?
I think for me, always be true to yourself, and don't compromise. Don't sell yourself short.
I know it's very copycat, but treat others the way you want to be treated, basically. There's a lot of people that you don't know their situation and their circumstance. And I think, actually, I remember my grandma saying that, because there's a saying that sticks to stone to break your bones, the word would never hurt you. I think it's BS, to be honest with you. I think words actually hurt worse. There's a lot of elderly people and veterans that I've talked to. My grandpa's a big combat. And they remember stuff that was said to them 50, 60 years ago. And that hurt worse than their physical.
Yeah.
So I think that's really good advice for people. Try to be kind to people, even though they aggravate you sometimes. They're good. Yeah.
My mom gave me the best advice. I don't even know how old I was. Wow. And it stuck with me, and it doesn't really sound like advice, but it really does make a difference. So she said, never hit first. She was always about, if somebody's bullying you in school, you do whatever you can to get away from it. But if somebody lays a hand on you and have to come up to school to pick you up because you've gotten in trouble for hitting them back, then so be it. But don't you dare hit first. Hey. It kept me out of a lot of trouble.
I would say get to know and trust your intuition. Get to know and trust your intuition.
When was that moment that you knew you wanted to play music?
After I broke my foot.
Yeah. 8 years old.
Yeah, I was 6. Yeah.
I have an interesting story. I started playing music, but I always wanted to be an athlete. Growing up, I always wanted to be a professional basketball player. That was my dream. And music was just kind of on the side. Well, I broke my foot, and I was basically told that if I kept playing and I re-hurt it again, I would probably never be able to walk. I'd have to get used to walking, basically. So they said physical therapy, so I started drumming more, and it strengthened my foot. Long story short, quit playing music or quit playing sports and focused on music because I realized sports are not really for me. I'm short, I'm not 7 feet tall in the NBA, and music is more reachable, and started listening to more music and the marching band. I think that was a turning point for me too. So
What was that first song you learned on drums?
don't laugh, but I hear what's that song? Folsom Prison by Johnny Cash. My dad loved Johnny Cash, and he had this little cassette tape. And I don't know if I was 6 years old. I learned it to a T. Probably couldn't play it now. That was the first one. We used to do that stuff. Did you really? Yeah, we did. It's a good song. I like Johnny Cash a lot. Yeah, that's it.
I think for me it was maybe growing up in a musical family. My parents were professional musicians and toured all around the country. And growing up as a kid in that environment, and then probably the first time I saw them play live, I was like awestruck. Seeing my mom behind a 16-piece drum kit, and her, she's only 4'11", and seeing my dad just, singing and playing guitar. I don't know how old I was. I know I was less than 10 years old, but I knew that was probably what I was destined to do. It was magical. One of those magical kid moments.
I think mine was more at the time. I think when the two, we had a baby grand piano in the house, and I just hanging away on the keys, not really paying attention to what I was playing. Somewhere along the line, my sister showed me how to play chopsticks. That's really where it started, I guess. Growing up in the 70s, there was a song on the radio, kind of cheesy now to think about it. There was a song called Music Box Dancer. It was a really challenging piece to play on the piano. Committed one summer to try to learn that song, and that was when I kind of okay, I think I'll stick with it. Then I ended up playing trumpet all through school.
Do you play by ear, or do you know how by sheet music?
Sheet music. I can play by ear. not very well. These guys play by ear all the time. But I have a music degree, and when you learn music theory, it's very difficult to go back and try to improvise. Well, improvise you can do, but learning something by ear is a little more difficult. So-called classically trained, used to doing things a different way.
I'll throw a hard one at you here. Last Supper scenario. Who are your 12? One female present. It can be fictional characters. It could be musicians. It could be family members. It doesn't matter.
Wow. That's a really good
I can't even
question.
think of 12 people, period.
We don't have 12 people between us. No. I'm just kidding.
Oh Lord.
And you said all female?
No, one female.
One.
One female. You can have fictional characters. You can have Scooby Doo. I don't care.
Okay. One female.
Yeah, that's how it starts. I want to say something stupid. But...
Oh gosh, that's a funny one.
I always had a crush on. I always had a crush on. Remember her name? She played on the Scary Movie. It was very cheesy actor. I forget her name. She had blonde hair. Gosh, what is her name? I may have to think of something.
One female I would probably pick would be, I don't know, Helena. Just to ask her, what were you thinking? Constantine's mom.
How about you, Stephen?
I don't know. I mean, I don't like having 12 people around me now.
Yeah, right.
That's the problem with an introvert. We don't like large social groups to begin with.
Okay, I'll do my 12 fictional.
Okay.
I'll do my 12. That'll be easier than the 12. Batman.
Oh gosh.
The Joker.
But which Joker, by the way?
Huh?
Did you say Joker? Which Joker?
Well,
The cartoon or from the movies?
I really like Mark Hamill's the best. Jokers. It's Joker for me.
The animated.
Yes. So that. Batman would be Kevin Conroy, rest in peace. Batman did all the animations of video games. LeBron James was my favorite athlete. I would like this different. I would like my great grandmother to be there because I never really got to know her. So it's cool that it's more of the dinner table. Old JC Jesus. He has to be there. That's just 5.
I know.
It would be cool to have King Diamond. That'd be cool.
King Diamond and JC.
That would be cool. I love King Diamond.
I do too.
King Diamond, Ozzy. I'll throw Ozzy. Yeah. I don't know.
That would be good. You could understand it.
Yeah. Free understand.
He's always been right.
That share the translate.
It is. Alice Cooper. That's one. What else? Michael Myers. Favorite horror character. Have to throw it or no Tim Curry. Tim Curry. Love Tim Curry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you described already, I mean, that's
Tim Curry is awesome. And then my female, I guess I'll just say Amy Lee from Evanescence. And my last person, I guess, will be probably Darth Vader.
So you're telling me your Last Supper is going to be a massacre?
Well, no, Jesus is there.
I mean, like,
The show.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome.
but it's the Last Supper.
I
I mean, somebody's going to betray him.
Ben
Which
Franklin,
one it is?
Ben Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, Jimi Hendrix.
It's, I love the difference.
Yeah.
I don't think that's good, actually.
I don't know. Is that a lot of people that like it?
Yeah. I was thinking like all the cast members of all of the 80s action shows, like 18, like
Oh,
Airwolf, Hardcastle McCormick, just all those cheesy TJ
Knight
Hooker, all the Knight Rider, yeah, they get all those together.
that'd be freaking great.
Yeah,
That'd be great.
For me, it would be sort of along those lines, but probably 80s sci-fi action flicks.
Oh, Godzilla. I should have said Godzilla.
yes. I would definitely make it the last
Well,
summer.
Yeah, I'd have to have G-Man there. I'm a huge MonsterVerse fan, so I'd have to have the latest version of Godzilla, the MonsterVerse version. Along with all those 80s action sci-fi flick characters. Yeah. I'd say that would probably be mine.
Not exactly 12.
Yeah.
Close.
Well, you could pick enough characters from each one to make 12. Just kind of
12 presidents.
shave off the fat, so to speak, and pick out the good ones that rise to the top.
All right, so we're at the halfway mark. I'm gonna let you flip it on me.
Yeah. All right. What was I got one for you. It's probably not gonna be hard. What was your first concert?
Are we talking arena or are we talking a small venue?
No, like big concert.
The first Family Values tour?
Family Values Tour.
Yeah, the first one.
Okay, cool.
What made you want to do what you're doing right now?
It was a conversation at a karaoke bar, but before even that, I used to run home almost every day to watch Matt Pinfield on MTV. So that's, conversation happened at a karaoke bar, and I was supposed to do it with that person, but it never worked out. And here I am about almost 5 years later.
What's your favorite horror movie?
I actually do not have any. I'm not into horror, really.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm open minded, but that's not my normal go to.
What do you like? Comedy movies? Like, what's your
Yeah,
favorite,
I'm more into comedy and drama.
what's your favorite comedy show or movie? Either.
Well, pretty much anything by Adam Sandler, but favorite movie would be Mallrats.
Mallrats. Okay.
Yeah,
It definitely goes hand in hand with Adam Sandler. Kind of the same vein.
he's only had like really two bad movies.
Which are
His first movie actually was really, but it was really bad. It was called Overboard.
I was going to ask you, talking about Overboard. That one was terrible.
That and there was Deep Something. It was a serious role.
Yeah, serious.
That one.
He has a new one out on Netflix. I haven't catched yet, but there's like only like three or four actor and actresses. I actually, as soon as they have something out, I go make sure I go see it.
So, do you have a favorite comedian? Dead or alive?
I'm gonna say George Carlin.
Oh, that's a good one.
good choice.
Good choice.
Yeah, all of them.
That is a very good one.
What's your favorite band?
Korn.
Oh, nice.
It makes sense. What you said earlier.
Yeah, I'm a big Korn fan.
I saw them live recently with Evanescence, and they were really good.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Very good show.
I've only missed one show when they were down in Jersey. Like the other two, they got canceled, so it was out of my control. But it was just they were playing at a venue that I really don't like going to because where it's located. Yeah, I think that's the only time I've missed them when they were in Jersey.
That's awesome.
I have about like three bands that if they're ever in Jersey, I don't miss their show.
What are those three bands?
Korn, Seven Dust, and If Fuel comes to Jersey.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Okay.
I can see Seven Dust. They're kind of in the Corn.
So you like Fuel post Brett Scallions?
Yeah, actually, I was just listening to them earlier. Like, it doesn't really matter. I mean, regardless, I'm gonna go, but yeah, there's always the top. Like, there's probably a few more, but I'm saying if they come to Jersey, I'm not missing it.
There you go. In 5 years that you've been doing this, is that correct? 5 years?
Yeah, around 5. Yeah.
In the 5 years that you've been doing this, what's the one interview that stands out the most for you, or your favorite interview?
I love actually every interview, but I'm gonna say Stillwell.
How long ago was that?
Maybe a year, maybe 2 by now. Yeah, I was I'll be honest, I fanboyed out a little bit because I did not know that Fieldy from Korn was going to be on that episode.
Oh, wow.
That's his.
Yeah.
It was his second band, and now it's his full-time thing. I didn't know he was going to be there.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's very memorable. Like I wasn't when you're not expecting. Most of my interviews, I don't know what members I'm getting. So when it's somebody I grew up on is there, it's a little overwhelming. But it is what it was.
Is there or are there any things that you've garnered from that portfolio of interviews you've done over the years? Of maybe some negative things that you've seen or learned about bands doing that you could advise against doing now to other bands?
Things to avoid.
Things to avoid, yes.
Not really. Like I would have to go back. Like everybody's so far has not really done stuff that's not professional so far. Like I would have to go back and look at films, but yeah, there's not really anything.
That's good.
Yeah, what a database you could be building. Write a book.
Oh, probably could.
Yeah.
I mean, that might be the next, what do you call it, venture. But I was thinking about maybe eventually doing just a photography book of shows that I've been to and, little captions. Because I also do photography as well and promotions and everything I do everything except for booking. I will not get into that. I mean, that's one thing I will never get into.
That's wise, probably.
Yeah.
I'm saying at the moment, that's one thing I'm not going to get into at all.
It can be a very difficult, hairy situation with that.
That's why I'm leaving that alone.
We get it. Anything to ask you?
If you could be an actor, who would you be?
Say that again?
If you could be an actor, who would you be, dead or alive?
If I could be an actor, dead or alive?
Yeah.
Probably alive.
Who would I want to be, you say?
Yeah. Like who if you were going to go into the acting or actress field, who would you want to be?
I mean, working with?
No, like let's say you wanted to be Marilyn Monroe or
Oh, okay. Like, I'd probably say Nicolas Cage.
Okay.
I like Nicolas Cage.
You seen Snake Eyes?
Yeah. I've seen him. I've seen everything he's been in except the Treasury. I guess that's the name of it. The ones with the money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I've seen all of his work except for those movies.
I like Treasure.
Yeah, Snake Eyes was amazing. That's one of his lesser known movies, but I love that. It's just a cool little movie because the whole first 30 minutes is shot in real time.
Quote me if I'm wrong. Like if somebody wants to put in the comments later on. He was a EMT. I cannot think of the name of the movie, but I think that was a really good one.
Oh, that one was good too. It was either Bringing Out the Dead or Bring Out the Dead.
Yeah, he was an EMT, and there was. I just remember bits and pieces of that movie.
Yeah, it was. That was a really good movie. He gets flack sometimes for his, that he's the same character in every movie, but he's got some good stuff where he plays more serious roles, like 8mm.
Okay, yeah.
A great one too.
Then you have he was in The Rock. He was in
Well, yeah, of course, Ghost Rider, but
Face Off was my favorite.
Face Off was good. Yeah.
He was good in National Treasure.
I still haven't seen that.
Really? He was good in it. I know it's a Disney movie, but he was really good.
It's a good movie.
No. It was a very good movie.
Watching the series right now, ready for them to make cameo.
Oh, that's right. They do have the series.
Yeah.
Are you a gamer?
Hmm?
Are you a gamer? Do you like video games?
Oh no, not really. Like I'll play Mortal Kombat here and there or Street Fighter, but I'm not really.
Did you see the movie Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, when it first came out, yeah,
It was good.
I had the soundtrack as well.
Really? I was really pleased with it. I thought they did a good job. Oh, I got one.
Okay.
You've listened to our album, correct?
I listened to a few songs, yes.
Out of the songs you've heard, which one is your favorite?
Probably Tide.
What is it you like about that song?
Mainly the music video that you guys did. Like
Yeah,
it tied very well to it.
Oh, thank you. That would be that man right there.
Yeah, Johnny did a phenomenal job.
He's our video production guy.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone I've talked to that's seen it says that it was very professional and it was. I think a lot of people were just shocked at how good it was. You know, a lot of some of these local bands, and I'm not knocking anyone, but some other videos can be cheesy, and I think they were impressed with the quality. It was very good.
Yeah.
What's that? AK.
8K. Yeah. Yeah. We're kind of sort of planning our next one, but we don't know which one it's going to be yet. And what premise of it's going to be.
Do you think it'll be out this year?
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I think so. Something off the pretend to stay out.
If you could have your own writer, what would you want in the dressing room?
Our own rider as a contract.
Well, meaning people that, what do you call it, take care of your beverages, your food, your.
Okay, I'll understand if that's what you
I
meant.
thought he meant like an
No, rider starts with R.
R.I.D.
Oh.
You know, who was it? One of nothing but green M&Ms.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would not be that way.
I'd be like Nigel Tufnell about the sandwiches.
I don't know. I'm not too picky about stuff like that.
Really, for me, I would just want enough water nearby.
Water is like,
Like fancy water or just regular water?
No, I mean just bottled water. You know, just
No Fiji?
Yeah. Nah, it wouldn't have to be expensive. I mean, just water. Yeah, just water.
Every place we
Water's
play
everything.
has water.
Even you know what I mean.
no. No water.
No, we have to have water on stage. You know?
Just water?
Maybe a Red Bull.
No,
Maybe a Red
not
Bull, you said?
into the energy drinks, not into the spike in the heart rate.
As long as it's like just one of, you know, I don't do it every show, but sometimes I do it.
It'd be unlimited pill, whatever, diet soda.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say Diet Pepsi or Diet Coke
Yeah.
for Steven.
Just Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that we would be too outrageous with that. So that's the thing. We're not needy and we're not demanding, so it's kind of one of those things. I know some bands take it overboard with that stuff, and there's no need for that. There's absolutely no need for it.
Well, it would be nice to have like a supply of hand towels,
Okay.
something like that. Would be nice. to have.
Yeah,
Especially for drummers.
I agree. There's some places you play at, the lights are just so freaking hot, bearing down on you.
Yeah.
Of course, we haven't experienced that a lot, or if you're playing an outdoor show, it's in the middle of summer, you're just pouring sweat, but yeah, they just shouldn't have outdoor shows that are not covered in the middle of July and
So
August.
there you go. Your rider would be out. Must be plugged.
You must provide a covering for the stage area.
I mean, most venues have coverage.
Or at least set the bands up in a shady area. At the very least. But playing outdoor shows in the South in July and August, and 90-degree sun burning down on you, even if you're dressed for it, no,
Depending on the time of day, it's coming to still get sun right in the face. Yeah, that happened last year.
Well, yeah. Either way, you're going to get sun, but at least if you got a roof over you, if you're over the stage, you've got some coverage.
So, what's your favorite venue to play by you?
Our favorite venues?
Yeah.
I really like playing Amos's in Charlotte.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amos is in Charlotte. Amos is playing in Charlotte. That's my top pick too. And we've only got to play there once. But top shelf sound, top shelf lighting, top shelf everything.
They can reserve parking for you, which is a big one.
Yeah.
That's a huge luxury for a band.
Pull up like that. Yeah, right in.
Treated us very, very loyal to. We felt like me. Treated like headline act, like kind of shocking when, at least for me, it was. If I had to pick another place that we played, I've enjoyed personally be Oklahoma.
What is the weirdest thing that's happened at one of your shows?
Having to MC for a Halloween costume contest.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was not 22, but that was 21.
I remember that. That's where
We weren't called Skies of Avalon then, but
They asked us, can you call out the people in costume to be voted on? So end up having to put on the MC hat a few minutes during the middle of our set.
They tried to figure out who they were.
yeah.
Yep.
Well,
What the wonderful gig that we played out where
You're getting sarcastic.
where 3 fights broke out, the cops got called, somebody lost a tooth.
I must have
Well, that was
yeah.
Yeah, that was before
that
these
was
guys.
Pages.
Yeah.
I haven't had any.
That was Triple D-Rax.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called D-Rax in Walhalla, South Carolina.
I haven't had really anything weird happen to these guys, but if you really want something weird, I fell off the stage. Because we were on one of those stages that literally rocked as I played it. And it was a church. And I can't even remember what band it was. And what made it even worse is it was one of my first gigs. So it terrifies me to play on rocking stages, and I just fell back. I just fell off the stage. Luckily, it wasn't high. I was like, okay.
Yeah. I think for me, it's probably, and it happens, it continues to happen all the time, but we'll have usually a lady come up to us and request a song that
We don't know, and it's not in our genre.
well, but I mean, you can just if you've been there and you've been listening to us play our covers and our originals, you should know that we probably wouldn't know that song.
Yeah, we get that a lot.
We get that a lot. I'm sure a lot of bands get that, but it's not really a weird thing. It's just a common thing to have. Yeah. And we try to play something close to it if we can, but you know, we just don't like to play songs live unless we rehearse them and know them. So. And we usually get requests for a song that we don't know.
So what are you guys working on now?
Well, we've been kind of taking a break, but
Maybe the next.
Yeah, we're going to start a writing session this weekend. Actually, a writing jam session to hash out some new ideas and record them. Hopefully for the next project, the next album, and we want to possibly release 2 albums next year, not just one.
So it would be a back-to-back or a dual CD?
A few months apart. I think we kind of want to do a volume 1 and volume 2, something different.
Okay.
So kind of like both albums would be kind of tied together, or it'd be 2 halves of the same album, but released a few months apart.
Okay. So do you have any messages for your fans?
We love you. Well, thanks for supporting us. We really appreciate it. We've started this new Facebook page, Facebook group for people. There's so many different things I get. But and people been interacting. It's good to see that people have been interacting.
Yeah, we're trying to get better engagement on our Facebook, our social media in general. The Facebook group has kind of garnered that and kind of brought it in more as we kind of turning the tables and trying to get people to share things that they like in life and that might relate back to music or might relate back to us somehow. Of course, we're still going to do content on the band, but we just kind of want to get to know our fans better. And we thank everyone who's participating in that.
So are you just on Facebook, or do you have an Instagram, or?
We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're on YouTube. Most all the IDs are Skies of Avalon Official or just Skies of Avalon. So on Facebook and Instagram, it's Skies of Avalon Official. And pretty much everything else is just at Skies of Avalon.
Do you have a merch site up yet?
We do. We have an online store, and I think it's MerchLink. Yeah, it's through MerchLink. It's on our Facebook page.
Okay.
Yeah. Another thing that we're trying to do is get a website.
Yeah.
A dedicated website. My cousin Scott. Perfect for that. So, because my grandma's an author, he he done heard Scotty. So he's going to try to do ours. Back far along. So this takes time.
All right, I would like to thank you guys for your time. Just a reminder that this is on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Twitch is Concert Rob, and if you're not a subscriber, please do. And I want to thank you guys once again for coming on.
All right.
Thanks for having
Thanks
us.
so much, Rob. Thanks for having us.
No problem.
Bye.